Welcome to the LCI M Sport bumper conversion, part 1. So just a couple of things here really quick before we get started. First off, huge thank you to ProAutomotion.com for sending me this bumper. They want to give you guys, my subscribers, a little bit of a discount, so if you use my discount code at the checkout, that will kind of let them know that I sent you. Then also, if you're planning on following along and doing this pre-LCI to LCI conversion, just understand that it's not going to be a 100% plug and play installation. There are a few key differences between these two bumpers, and there may be some peripheral things that you need to buy in order to make this work properly. So that will all be revealed in this video when we do the test fit. I'm going to do a checklist of all the differences, and then at the end I'll have a little breakdown of all the costs. That way, if you want to follow along, you'll know exactly what you need to buy. So be sure that you stay tuned till the end, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, well today's going to be the moment of truth, seeing if this new LCI M Sport bumper fits on the car, which it should based on every technical factor out there that I looked at, that I've researched. So what we're going to do today is just take this one off, we're going to line this one up, and just make sure that everything fits properly before we go ahead and get this painted. So let's take this bumper off and get started. Before we try to take the bumper off the car, it's just kind of helpful to look at the new one and see where all of the screw holes are. That way you have an idea of where the screws are located. So as you can see, this bumper has definitely seen some better days. You can see the clear coat is coming off right there. And just the bottom is all scratched up, and I'm really excited just to have a different look for the front end. So the first step in taking this off is going to be to remove these washer sprayer covers. Now be careful with these if you ever want to reuse them, because they're pretty fragile, but since the new bumper came with them, I'm not too worried about these right now. They've got some tension on them, so just pull up on them, and then they just unclip from the back. Just like that. Now if you've been following me for a long time, this is actually the one that I had spray painted. Doesn't look too bad, but now we're gonna get this new bumper. Everything's gonna be like professionally done, so won't have to worry about the orange peel look on here. Alright, so these ones that are inside the fender are gonna be an 8mm, so let's get those out. So again, there's one 8mm here, here, and then there's two up here at the top. You can kind of see where they're located right at the top there. So then we'll do the ones on the bottom, and then we'll go do the other side. So looking under the car, interestingly enough, a lot of these screws are actually missing from hitting curbs and stuff. So there's only a few under here, so let's try to take these out. Alright, so like I was saying, the underside of this is pretty badly damaged, and unfortunately what the screw actually goes into on the other side of the bumper is actually broken. So I'll probably need, whatever piece is under here, we'll have to see when we take it off, will probably need to be replaced, because the screws, I was doing them with the wrench and they're just spinning and spinning and not actually coming out. So you can see that the bumper's already loose here, but those screws, whatever they back into, is messed up. Alright, so maybe taking the wheels off would have been a little bit easier, but I know for next time, but you can do it this way. It's just a little bit more work to get your hand in there. Alright, and then there's just a couple left underneath the hood, so let's get those out. It's just these four right here. These are going to be a T30 Torx. Apparently you need some leverage for these ones. It's alright. And then theoretically this should just pop right off, I guess. Yep. Just be careful because the fog lights are still going to be plugged in, so just kind of unplug those and just get those out of the way. Alright, so like a couple of people pointed out to me, the fog lights on the new one are a little bit different. So if you look at where the fog light will go in at, it's actually like a slightly different bulb size. So I'll probably need to get some kind of adapter so that I can use a different light with these. But yeah, that's just one minor difference between these two bumpers, just that the fog lights are going to be different. So on the inside of the new bumper where the fender goes, they're not drilled, so we're going to have to drill new holes for those. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the clips off the old bumper, that way we kind of have an idea of where to line them up, and then we'll just drill holes here on the new ones. Alright, so one thing that I want to point out here with the kidney grills, something that people told me was going to happen, is that the clips on the pre-LCI from my old bumper don't line up with anything on the new one, because it's like a different shape. Because on the newer cars, they didn't have this top little eyebrow piece. So what I'm thinking about doing, and maybe tell me if this is crazy, but I want to order the newer LCI grill, and then I'm just literally going to saw the top half of it off. I'll get like a plastic one like this, and then I'll just saw the top of it off, and then it should fit in there. Maybe you have a better idea. I've heard some people using zip ties to hold these on. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but anyway, just to give you an idea, that's approximately what it'll look like. Alright guys, so I'm really impressed with the overall fit and finish of this bumper, especially considering that it's technically not designed to go on my car. Everything's still lined up the way that it's supposed to, other than the few little things that we need to order. And a few years ago, I might have tried painting it myself, you know, spray painting it or whatever, but I really want this bumper to come out perfect, so I did decide to have it professionally painted. I did request a pair of the LCI kidney grills. They probably will need a little bit of modification so that the hood will close properly, but we'll see when we get them. We'll stick them on the car and see what needs to be adjusted. So I ordered a pair of Sylvania 9006 halogen bulbs for the fog lights, as well as the 9006 to H11 adapter so that they'll fit on the car. And I know I had LEDs in there before, but I just feel like for the fog lights, I just think that halogens work better. I think that the light pattern is a little bit wider, so you can see the stuff on the side of the road a little bit better. So that's why I'm going back to halogen bulbs for the fog lights. And I also ordered a new splash guard for under the engine, just because mine was all broken and the front of it was damaged to where I couldn't put those screws in. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for this video. I dropped off the bumper at the paint shop. I should have that back in a few days, and I also ordered all those other parts that I just talked about. So as soon as all that stuff gets here, I'll do part 2 of the series, which is going to be the complete installation guide. So leave a comment down below if you're thinking about doing this conversion yourself. I know that there's been a lot of interest on this topic, and there's really not too many resources out on the internet that have the complete and detailed guide of how to make this LCI bumper work on a pre-LCI car. So I hope that this information is helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in part 2. Look forward to it.